Welcome back, everybody, to the Even Your Dynasty show.
We just got breaking news in.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Even Your Dynasty show. Ricky is on assignment today, but we've got Caveman here with us. And we're going to talk a little bit of LCS action. Unfortunately, the Dodgers are back in the World Series. And other than that, we got a really good ALCS, at least, on our hands. Seattle with a comeback win today. Ended the streak of only road teams winning in the ALCS. So we'll talk a little bit about the LCS action. Maybe talk a little bit about, who we think maybe gives them we'll give the Dodgers the best run for their money in the World Series. And then, we're going to answer a few Giants questions. We don't, there really hasn't been much news. Giants interviewed, Vance Wilson, the Royals third base coach. A lot of people are saying that they're kind of waiting on an answer from Nick Hundley. I think Alan Stiles mentioned that they expect to have an answer by this weekend. So hopefully we do get that answer, because I think feels like it's kind of holding up everything. And then we've got a nice announcement to make of some stuff that is going to be officially launching here soon. Some of it as soon as, technically tonight, but things will be showing up tomorrow. And some of it in a couple weeks. So what's up, Dan?
What's up, bro? Long time no talk. Yeah, like you said, it'll be a fun one tonight, but I think anything is better than watching the Dodgers win. So anyone wants to get away from that crap show, come on in, let's talk.
How many hits did the Brewers have in this series?
Maybe like 5. It felt like.
That's what it felt like, that's for sure. Man, I think I think at one point I think they had like 12 in the first 3 games, and I don't think they had very many today when I last checked.
Nah, dude, it's like I told you earlier. I was like, that's a sorry excuse of a number one. And I think Ricky nailed it when he was talking to us earlier. He was like, this is so reminiscent of the 2021 Giants. Just a cute Cinderella story throughout the year, and then just when it mattered most.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that team just, all the big hits they had all year just kind of went away. But is what it is. Tyler Boyd says we need Tariq Skubal after watching that Dodgers game.
Blank check.
Man, yep. I think any of us would trade just about anybody if you could get Tariq Skubal with an extension in hand. Bryce included, if the extension was in hand. No extension, though, no deal. Hey, the Puppers is making an appearance. So
yeah. So that would be a dream come true. That's all I could say.
Yeah, 100%. But the Dodgers are in. That's been decided. Ohtani had a special game from what I saw. I think he ended up with 5 innings with 8 Ks. 5 scoreless, 8 Ks, 2 homers. Like,
I think it was 3 homers.
Insane. Did he hit a third? I turned the game off because I was putting the kid down, so I didn't see the end, or we were doing dinner and all that, so I didn't see the back end. But
I had to get off of X because I just couldn't stand all the alerts. Yeah, 3 home runs and 10 strikeouts. God.
That's insane. Okay. So the people were tweeting it out when it was already happening, because I turned it off in the 5th. So that makes sense. But as we kind of mentioned, the ALCS is a good series. Obviously only a couple of the games have been pretty close, but it has been really back and forth. Guys are, teams are throwing haymakers. We're kind of back and forth right now. Game 1 was kind of a pitcher's duel. Game 2, Seattle, as Jacob Bresnahan said the other day, that was some B to A in that game. Then Toronto turned the tide. They did the same thing right back to Seattle for a couple games. And then today we get a nice comeback. Big Dumper hits one of the highest home runs I've probably ever seen. I would love to know the launch angle on that thing. And then Gino Suarez goes Oppo Taco. Yeah, I mean it's been a good series. It's going to Toronto. I think I'm hoping it goes 7 at this point. I'd like to see Seattle get there, but at this point, I want whoever is going to have the best chance at beating the Dodgers. And as Lynn says, I hate to say it, but if the Dodgers pitching is right, the World Series is all over. And that's where I would say, in my mind, I kind of feel like Toronto has the best shot. Seattle's a little more up and down.
Yeah.
And I watched Toronto's offense against good pitching, really good pitching, and they just put pressure, constantly. It's kind of a Dodgers style offense where they just keep the pressure on all the time. Now I question their pitching a little bit, and that's where I think the Mariners clearly have an advantage, where if the Mariners pitching's right, they can at least keep the games close, probably deep into games, but it's tough. I mean, Dodgers are easily the heavy favorite against either team. So
yeah, I mean, at least the ALCS has been fun, like you said, because at this point, like you said, I'm just rooting for anybody but LA to win. But unfortunately, when you spend $1 billion, you probably have a pretty good chance of, making to the World Series. Real,
yeah.
So
the upcoming CBA is going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of owners that are not thrilled about what's happening.
I think a lockout is inevitable, to be quite frank.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because on one hand, it feels like it's inevitable almost every single time, where there's always the reports of like, oh, they're so far apart and blah, blah, blah. And almost inevitably, no games end up getting missed. We'll just put it that way. Ever since I think the last time the games were actually missed, if we don't count COVID, that's a whole situation on itself. I think the last time games were actually missed, like regular season games were missed, was the strike shortened season. I'm pretty sure every year they compromise, they get a deal done, and it happens. So it'll be interesting to see though, because I do think there's gonna be some sticking points. I don't think they can just go like, oh, here's a hard cap, Dodgers, you're effed. I don't think you can really do anything like that. But I would like to see some kind of cap get put in place where it's like, they'll probably have to make it a tax that turns into a hard cap over a course of a certain amount of years. And then I would love to see a salary floor, because it's absolutely, as much as any of us might not like what the Dodgers are doing, the teams like the Marlins, the A's, the Rays, all these teams, the Pirates, the Reds, they are every bit as big a problem as the Dodgers. Like, there needs to be more teams down at the bottom willing to pay guys, because if they're willing to pay some of their premier guys, then it's less guys that are going to end up going to LA at the end of the day. Like, it's just it's a two-edged sword right now. There's problems on both ends. So
yeah, it's too lopsided, like you said. You can't have teams that are bringing in 300, 400, 500 million in revenue on an annual basis, and they're putting a product on the field that's worth 65. So it's just not sustainable. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that breaks down. It's one of those things where it's like there is a lot of chatter, and it's only going to get louder and louder and louder as that CBA comes up. So, we'll see.
I mean, if the Dodgers win next year as well, like if they win this year and they win next year and they three-peat, I at that point, I think it's going to happen. Like the rest of the league is going to lose their minds.
Especially if they ball out again in free agency. Yeah.
Like if a team like Seattle wins it, like if Seattle comes up and beats them and they win it, I don't even know where Toronto is payroll-wise. I think they're up ahead of Seattle, obviously, because Seattle's like 14th or 15th. They're like in the middle of the pack. If Seattle wins it, that's going to be kind of like a score one for the Dodgers, because they're going to be like, hey, look, the team with the 15th highest payroll just beat us in the World Series. Like, they'll just, they'll make it as an excuse to keep things status quo. But, if they end up winning and they win again next year and they three-peat, like I could easily see this snowballing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Let's see. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Lynn? What's up, Rick? What's up, M? What's up, Nick?
What's
Good
up,
to see you
guys?
guys.
Yeah. Let's see.
If you guys have any questions, I was gonna say if you guys have any questions, ask away. Tonight, there's really not a bunch of news to talk about. We have a little announcement, but mainly like it's gonna be a lot of Q&A. So, you guys have any type of question, just drop it in there. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Here's a thing that here I'm gonna pull this up. This is a interesting
What's up,
one.
Cameron?
We'll talk a little bit about the we're gonna talk and people, if you're putting comments in there, I'm definitely gonna flag them for later. This one I do want to grab really quick though, because I actually have kind of an interesting idea. I'd love to hear what you guys think. So M says, do you think something should be done about Japanese players continuing to go to LA? It's one of the places LA truly didn't earn, and they're just given. And he said, when is enough enough? Like, when is it collusion? When is enough enough? The 5 best Japanese players going to LA. And my thoughts on and this is tough because I just, you have like all the international scouting, you have all the different stuff. And for me, any player that, in my opinion, any player that wants to come over before their age, we'll say age 25 season or age 23 season, like if they come over when they're high school age, college age, whatever, they should still be able to come over and sign as they do, sign on a rookie deal. If they want to make that jump and forego money out in the pro league in Japan or Korea or wherever, fine, come over like you do. But for me, like, there needs to be a cutoff where we can't have these guys coming at 25 years old and signing $325 million contracts like Yamamoto did, where he can just go be in his prime for the Dodgers for 10 years on this ridiculous contract and get to just choose. Like, he's already a developed product at that point at like a younger age than any player is ever going to be able to come over here and sign that kind of deal. I mean, it's kind of insane. And I would put some kind of international policy in place where you either come in as a, actually, I don't even think you should be able to sign a rookie deal. I think you should come in and be subject to the draft at 18 to 23 years old, or you can wait to hit free agency, and that's at like age 30.
Yeah.
You want to wait and take the money in Japan and then come up age 30 or 28 or something like that. I'd make it like normal free agency age. But the reality is MLB doesn't care what I think, and that's not going to happen.
I mean, it's a valid idea, though. I mean,
it would solve the international issue.
I was going to say it would solve a ton of issues.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if Roki Sasaki, I'm going to use him as an example. If Roki Sasaki or Shohei Ohtani is coming, I mean, he went to the Angels, whatever, and the Angels sucked. But, like, if Shohei was coming again, like, they're going to have to look at it and go, okay, do I want to go play for the Pittsburgh Pirates or whoever has the number 1 pick that year? Because that's who is going to take him. Like, yeah. I would 100% do that.
No.
And, yeah. It's
for
pretty
sure.
Interesting. But then you kind of have to start looking at the market down on the Dominican, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, like or not Puerto Rico, Aruba, even some of the like those countries. You'd have to start looking at all that. And I mean, are they going to honestly revamp the entire international market? Probably not. They're going to just let the Dodgers keep stockpiling and go from there.
Yeah, unfortunately. What's up, Jen? What's up, Markatna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something needs to be done, though, because especially with, like, the obviously they're not big names, but, like, that corner infielder coming out of Japan, the slugger, he's got a high strikeout percentage. I forget his name. Murakami or something.
Yeah.
He's linked to LA. And then you got the that pitcher that I posted about on X, who he's nothing splashy, but definitely a solid 3 or 4.
There's a couple. I think there's like 2 in Japan and 1 in Korea that's coming over. And I think the Korean is somebody that kind of like revamped their game, if I remember reading. Yeah, somebody asked us to dive in on those. We'll definitely do a video here as we get closer to free agency. To talk a bit, at least the pitchers. Murakami, he's not coming to the Giants, so I'm not. They keep trying to link the Giants to him, and I'm like,
Well,
where's he going to play?
the reason why, and Pavlovich talked about it before, last offseason especially, the Giants did a ton of homework on Murakami, like a ton. They sent scouts out there. They sent Buster went out there in his first offseason. Like, they sent everybody out there to do work on that guy. And then they ended up trading for Rafi, and then, the rest is history. There's no room for him.
Yeah. Which is like great. The team probably really likes him, but I'm pretty sure they like Rafi Devers a lot more.
No, for sure.
So it's like, we probably won't spend too much time on him. Pretty interesting. I mean, the guy, who's the guy that was in Korea that like won the MVP over there? That was like 21 years old or 22 years old.
M would know their name. I can't think of it.
See that guy, if he can play like left field or something like that guy in a year or two.
Come on down.
Yeah, come on down, bro. I think he played third base there, but I'm like, hey, transition that guy to left and call it good.
Just tell him to back up about 150 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, Lynn, this has been the case kind of always for at least for like the last 15, 20 years or so. There's not a ton of great players that come out of Korea, but there have been a few that have been pretty good.
Just different level of competition.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll definitely talk some of those players coming from Japan when we have some time to do a little bit of deep dives on them. Because I mean, unfortunately, when it's guys that I haven't been able to watch play, it's hard to have very strong opinions. I don't get paid from the Giants to go scout these guys. So,
yeah, if only.
Yeah. See everyone. I'm going to Japan this week. Great live show.
Yeah. In fact, we can at least get on like Roger Munter status. Or we're gonna go out to the DR, go check him out.
Yeah, working on it.
Yeah, see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it'll be out soon.
Yep, yeah, for sure. All right, let's look through some comments. Keep putting stuff in there, guys. Like this is going to be probably a pretty short show tonight, especially relative to most of them. We'll run through some comments and then we're going to talk a bit about what we've got coming. So we'll jump in on that in a moment, but let's start off with some of these. Okay. George says, hello, Cody and Dan. If you could pick one player for the Giants, the Giants could acquire, who would it be for each of you? Okay, I mean, I think we should do like a realistic target, and then we should do if there's one player I could just pick off a roster that could be available. And I'm not going to be like I want Ohtani, but if I could just pick one person, we'll do that. So do you want to kick it off, or do you want?
So are we being, like you said, are we going to be realistic based on who's going to be a free agent and or trade candidate this offseason, or are we doing if there's anybody on any team that I can just snag away?
I would say that like actually is available more than likely. Like I wouldn't say, you could be like, I want Aaron Judge. I want Arson Judge to come here.
I mean, honestly, if I can get any free agent, like I want Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but I mean, he would solve pretty much every issue on the Giants right now. Get that left-handed slugger, you get that corner outfielder, you get that superstar. Like that, he would solve a ton of issues, and he would give the Giants the most dangerous left-handed middle of the order lineup in all of baseball.
We might not hit lefties, but we will destroy right-handed pitching.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be the dream, but obviously that's not going to happen. So if we're talking realistically speaking, that's a free agent. Let me see who's available first before I start shooting some names out.
I'll rip a couple names off here.
Because, I mean, a Bo Bichette would be sweet, but I mean, I just can't see that actually happening.
So we mentioned it earlier. Extension in hand, Skubal would be like above and beyond the number one option.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Of course.
If you have the extension in hand. And someone asked earlier, would I give him $400 million? At this point, absolutely, I'd give him $400 million. There's no reason for the Giants to be $350 million behind the Dodgers in payroll.
Nope.
And look it up. The Dodgers are paying like $549 million right now, if you count the tax hit that they're getting, they're receiving. So yeah, that would be, if it could happen, yeah, that would be my guy. Now, I'm going to give you guys two names. One's going to be a trade target. One's going to be free agent that I think are incredibly realistic. The free agent, Junior says it right here. Ranger. I want Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
He's not going to blow you away velocity, but he has really good stuff, and he's a pitcher. He's a solid number 2, number 3 type starter. He'll eat up some good innings. He's going to be he's going to give you probably a low 3 ERA, maybe even better in this ballpark and in this division. But just a really solid left-handed pitcher. And then in a year, he can kind of just take Robbie Ray's spot. You'll be a little lefty heavy potentially this year, but then I think you can kind of, he'll take Robbie's spot next year, and then, maybe a Scooble as a free agent, but we'll see. But Ranger would be my free agent. If you're wanting a target for like, because I think if you're going to want to upgrade the offense at all, it's going to probably be in via trade, not via free agency. Just there's not a ton of good realistic options. Brendan Donovan in a trade. And I'm not advocating. I mean, you guys all know how I feel about Casey Schmidt. Love the guy. And if you can upgrade right field and keep Casey at second, I am all for that. I love the idea. I don't see a ton of great right fielders out there. I'm not sure they're going to be able to really get a big upgrade at right field. And I do think they need to kind of change the outlook of their offense a little bit, get a little more contact in there, a little more higher average in there. And, I could also see St. Louis, they're probably going to move Arenado, in my opinion, this year. I could see them wanting to get a kind of a cheaper option. I don't really see a good third base option in their system. I know they got Weatherholt and a few other guys, but I think he's going to be more at like second base, unless they're going to go move Jordan Walker over to third. I could see the Cardinals taking like Casey back and it offsetting a lot of the value you have to give back to St. Louis. I could see you getting like Casey in one of the AAA arms, not even like one of the higher ranked ones, but like one of the AAA arms, and getting Donovan. And he's an above average defender that hits 280 like every year.
Yeah.
So those are two guys that I think are very realistic for the team.
Yeah, I think Clayton also dropped a good name, Trent Grisham. That's a name that's kind of been linked a bit. And like he mentioned, just makes solid contact and probably would, especially for a team that struggled to make contact last year, would definitely help out in that aspect. Plus gets you some much needed depth in the outfield. So I can see that as like a realistic target there. Nick, I don't know how I feel about Framber. I was all for him until that whole little thing happened towards the end of the season, crossing up his catcher. I don't know what to make of that. And I don't really want to mess with something like that, especially with, how well the team kind of clicked this past year, especially towards the latter part. So I don't know. Nico Horner's an interesting one for sure, especially the team needs speed, bro.
Yeah. And I don't know if the Cubs will trade him.
I don't know either.
But if they're willing to, I mean, I feel like you'd kind of have to reach out.
Who's the second baseman for the Cardinals?
Well, Donovan mostly played second, but he's played all over.
No, is it Cardinals or Cincy? What's his name? Lefty slugger.
Well, that's Donovan. Well, he's not.
No.
I'm thinking of Gorman.
Nolan Gorman would be cool. Just because of the power potential, man. And he's young still.
Yeah, I was like, who are we talking about here?
Yeah, Nolan Gorman would be a fun idea.
Yeah, Clayton, I couldn't put Dom in right field. Not every day.
I would love to bring Dom back, but it's like I don't know where you're going to fit him.
I think in a perfect world, they find a right-hander that can play a decent amount. And well, a right-hander that's going to get a good amount of starts especially between center and right. Because I mean, Lee, I think, has shown flashes. Gilbert, we don't really know what he's got offensively. He had, obviously a few massive games and some big hits, but he also struggled quite a bit. Showed a lot of great stuff with the glove. You kind of feel good about Gilbert out there, especially as a fourth outfielder, but we don't know if he can hit enough yet.
You know who I think is practically guaranteed to sign if the club declines this option? Ramon Laureano.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like that's inevitable, bro.
If he's not the greatest defender. I mean, I'm going to be the first one to say that, but I mean, if they want to run the, platoon crap out there, yeah, go get Ramon Laureano, 100%. Yeah. You could play him. I mean, you'd probably just be stuck putting him in right field. I don't love that, but you could put him in right field a little bit and play Gilbert in center on days you want to give Lee off and have Lee in center the other days. I mean, it'd be, yeah.
That's something I can see them doing, especially for right field, or unless you want to flip and move, Ramos to right. But if you're going to have Gilbert as, on your opening day roster, I would absolutely bring in a guy like Laureano to platoon with him, and you can mix and match at the play that way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Cody Bellinger, that's something I would have entertained 2 years ago. Now, I'm cool.
You can go back and check the videos. I am all over
here. You go back towards like the initial live streams from when he was originally free agent a couple years back. Cody was his number one advocate. But
I'd have paid him there. But part of the reason I would have paid him there is because you'd have gotten 2 prime years. You'd have gotten his age 28 and 29 season. Now he's 30 years old, and it's like, do I want to hand him a 7-year deal now that he's 30? Not particularly. I would have been all for it at 28 because 28 to age 34 season sounds a lot better than age 30 through 36.
Exactly.
I don't love that. So, no. If you can get him on like a 4-year deal, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, I was going to say if he's willing to sign for 3 or 4 years, sure. But yeah, no. M says the real question for tonight, give you boys some dating advice. I'm the last person who asks for dating advice, bro.
My wife would probably say I'm the last person to ask for dating advice.
At least you got a wife, bro.
Yeah, touche.
Let's
pull some more of these. Let's see what we got. We already did that one. Would you give Scooble for it? We answered that. I just didn't pull it up here. We're gonna just go down in order. I don't know how many.
Yeah, keep dropping questions, guys. We're just grabbing them as we see them.
Here, Dan, you grab the flags out of the chat because I'm in the starred one.
I got you. Yeah, no
you guys think Reggie Crawford is a bullpen arm or starter? I know he's been hurt a lot, but I feel like he's been forgotten, sadly. If he ever gets healthy, bullpen arm. Problem is, he has been kind of forgotten, and the reason for that is last tail end of last year, he tore his labrum. They said he was going to miss the end of last season and all of this season. And then supposedly he suffered a setback. How serious is that setback? I don't know. They don't really disclose that. Didn't give any kind of timeline. But, unfortunately, that is what it is. So, yeah. But he has closer stuff if he's healthy, and his fastball, slider, changeup, pretty nice combo.
He'll never be a starter, in my opinion.
No, he can't stay healthy.
Exactly.
He can't stay healthy as a reliever. I mean, he's thrown like 40 professional innings.
Man. It's been rough.
We'll take that. Let's see. Nick says, does it seem like they haven't interviewed that many candidates for manager? Only Suzuki, Hundley, Wilson. Supposedly they interviewed Hyde. That was another name I heard.
Supposedly they interviewed a college guy.
Yeah, so Baggerly posted wrote in his article a couple days ago that they've done some virtual interviews. So I think the team is being a little more quiet about this. It feels like they're trying to keep it kind of under wraps and not, usually the reporters would catch people coming in and out of Oracle.
They're keeping it very hush hush.
Yeah, exactly. So, and from what the reports are out there, I mean, it kind of sounds like they've supposedly offered the job to Hundley, and they're kind of waiting on an answer there before they decide to move forward or not. If he doesn't take it, I have no clue. I mean, a lot of people are saying, like, I've heard some people say Suzuki is pretty popular out there.
You know a name I heard floating around?
Yeah.
Jake Peavy. I heard Peavy as like a Giants and or Padres candidate. I'm like,
interesting.
Whoa, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I mean, you listen to him talk, he's a smart guy, but
for sure,
he's fiery. I mean, that's for sure. But
he would get ejected a few times a month.
One of my favorite clips is still when Buster threw the ball in his glove when Peavy was arguing. He's like this, like yelling at like the first base.
He was like, "What?"
It lands in it, and Buster throws it. It's like, oh, so funny.
Marcano, if it, in all honesty, the reason I think he's hesitant is family, plain and simple. He's got kids that are in school and high school in San Diego and whatnot. I think that's the biggest holdup for him.
Yeah, he has like a 12-year-old daughter with like type 1 diabetes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's a big thing. And I mean, something came out that his family doesn't really want to move from from San Diego because, the kids are older and stuff. And I get that. It's hard. I mean, there's a lot of people that play or coach that's families don't necessarily live in the same place but I mean, that's a tall ask for some of these guys. I mean, You're talking about telling a guy, hey, you're going to be away from your family 8 months of the year. And if all things go right, it's like 9 months of the year.
Well, it's especially for a guy who, while his kids were small, he was already doing that as a player.
Yeah.
Missed out on a lot of them growing up. But then now that they're, getting into their teens and whatnot, he's just going to go and do it all over again. I mean, I can understand the hesitation from a family perspective.
Yeah. But, he's going to have to balance the career part of that, of if it's something that he knows he's going to want to do, you don't know if and when those opportunities will come up. And, he could say no now and it never comes up again. Like, exactly. He's going to have to figure that out. So that's his, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. I'm just going to play it that way. So, Ace Atheist, if the Giants get a new outfielder, which one would you choose?
I think I said the one that I would, or the two. I mean, in a dream world, Kyle Tucker. Realistically speaking, Ramon Laureano.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the easy answer. I mean, the hard thing, I don't know who all's. I don't really love the free agent class.
It's not that
I really don't. It's not good, and I'm not sure who all's going to be available via trade. So, I'll keep my eye out. There's probably some people that would, ideally, somebody at least that's got, good defense and some speed. But,
hey,
I don't know who's out there.
You got Mike Yastrzemski and Austin Slater.
Do you know what name I think he might be a free agent that actually might make like the most sense? This guy like Mike Tauchman.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Like,
great defender.
Just with the team needs, like
I liked him, dude, when he was with us. I liked Tauchman.
Him robbing Pujols was hilarious. I mean, he had 263 last season.
It was pretty solid, all things considered. Yeah. He's never gonna wow you.
Stolen bases though. Like, no, I don't love that. But really good defender.
Very good.
I mean, a guy like him as a fourth outfitter, but you have Gilbert, and you're kind of. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. It's tough, man. I would love to see if a team has like a young, cost-controlled outfielder, and they're like trying to flip it for some pitching or something like that. Like, I would love to see the Giants make a move.
Hey, Luis Robert, Club option, man.
I mean, that would be a swing for the fence. Doesn't solve the strikeout issues on the team. But
You get some defense, some pop, and some speed.
yeah. Yeah, Rick Yadier wants a manager job. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's like holding out for the St. Louis job or what's the deal there, or if the Giants are gonna give him a call. It'd be interesting.
Manny Ramirez also wants a hitting coach job.
Yeah, I'm good.
I knew you'd say that.
A bunch of, I mean, dude was born to hit a baseball, but good God. Hugh, it's possible new managers have been picked and they're waiting for the series to end before they announce. I mean, unless you've picked somebody on one of those staffs, I doubt it. But I do know, like, obviously baseball doesn't love you announcing stuff to like distract from the playoffs going on. But it wouldn't shock me if in that gap between the LCS and the World Series, like someone retired,
Once the World Series starts, you're probably not going to see much. But like you mentioned, just before that and right after is when you will.
Yeah. Thoughts on Kepler? He's okay. It's just another lefty.
No.
I do think, who got traded this year? That would make a ton of sense now that I kind of think about it. I've been stewing on it. He's going to get a good deal, though. Harrison Bader.
Yeah.
He took off for Philadelphia. And I mean, I do think it was a little bit of a freak thing. I don't think he's ever really hit for much average, throughout his career. But he hit 277 this season. Not a ton of stolen bags, but over the last few years, he had 20 a couple years ago, 17 last year, 11 this year. He can give you a little bit of speed, good defense, right-handed. He might be a guy that you feel pretty good about. Having him with like him, Lee, and Gilbert kind of playing most days up in either center or right. So
on the pitching side, what do you think of like a Dylan Cease or a Zach Gallen?
I'm not a big Cease guy, I will say. I've not been a huge fan of him. I think Michael King.
Yeah.
I like his stuff. I think he's got good upside. But not a big Cease fan. Gallen, I think he's a good buy low candidate. Merrill Kelly, I think he'd be a solid target if you're looking for a short-term contract. I could see him putting up a good year in San Francisco.
It seems inevitable that they're gonna target a pitcher. Maybe
I think it's inevitable they're gonna get two.
Yeah.
At this point. I feel like Merrill Kelly is like, I'm not going to say he's a lock to come to San Francisco, but I feel like Merrill Kelly is a total like buster hire signing. Like just get him like a 2-year contract and just, it's going to probably be more money than any of us wish, but it would be like,
yeah.
Okay, so here's one. We kind of brought this up earlier. For a long time, I was all for Sonny Gray. That said, there is the issue with Sonny Gray is when you trade a player or trade for a player and you assume like the whole contract coming back, it doesn't line up like the normal AAV for the tax would. And when I say that, I mean he signed a 3-year, $75 million deal. The AAV for the tax is usually $25 million per year, no matter if it's front-loaded, back-loaded, however it is. They take the AAV for the tax. If you trade for that guy, you assume the AAV of the remaining deal, and that's what gets put on. Well, the way the Cardinals structured that deal, it's some absurd thing like $40 million for his tax hit. I don't know how the hell the Giants justifies eating up 40 million of the 63-ish that they're going to have on one guy like that, unless it's like a genuine superstar. So I don't see it happening as much as I like Sonny Gray.
Yeah, agreed. This is kind of like what I hinted at on X a few weeks ago. And what I would do if it was me, I would go for the unknown, like Imai from Japan, plug him in as like your 4, for example, in your rotation, and then go after a free agent such as like a Zach Gallen, or a Merrill Kelly or somebody like that. Now, if you can bring in like the 2 of them, you're not gonna, be forking out a crazy amount of money. Still keeps you well under the, the cap or tax, whatever the hell it's called. I can't think of it, but it'll keep you under that, and you're gonna have a pretty good solidified rotation at that point. Wiz can be like your 5, for example. So if you're going with a rotation of Webby, Ray, Gallen / Kelly, Imai, and Wizenhunt, I mean that's pretty good in my opinion. Plus, you got plenty of young talent in Sacramento that you can plug in if need be and injuries occur. So that's the way I would approach the offseason from like a starting rotation perspective. Yeah. Then if you're able to bring in like a Rodgers on a team friendly deal, if he wants to come back, for example, like then you do something like that. And bring up Mr. Trent Harris, who we'll talk about him later.
Yeah. ML says, that's good, but what should we expect? I do think the Giants are going to be pretty aggressive in getting some starters.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to go top of the, all the way at the very top of the market. But I mean, I think Ranger would be a guy that Posey likes and like would be in his, I think he'd be a guy they'd be willing to fork some money out. But I mean, until we see them put out the big money on a long-term deal for a starting pitcher, it's hard to know for sure if they're going to be how willing, or are they going to go be like, we'll go grab Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly and build Bay Area Diamondbacks and call it good. Like on 2-year deals and call it good. Like, we'll see.
Ranger, Mayan, Bichette would be a great offseason, Marcana.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
LD, I can't see a world where they bring Verlander back. I'm sure he'd be open to it. I'm sure the Giants would be, but I can't see it, man. Giants cost him like 7 wins this year.
He's going to be like, I will sign on one condition, and that is that Ryan Walker gets traded to the Staten Island Ferry Hawks.
Absolutely. That dude had like a personal vendetta against him, bro.
I've never seen anything like that. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was like he was selling on purpose. I don't know why.
Do we think they have even close enough for Tariq or Hunter Green? I would say Tariq, yes, because he has 1 year left on his deal. It's going to cap his value a little bit. Hunter Green, and that's not to say you're giving up nothing. Listen, I mean, Tariq Skubal, you're still going to give up like a guy like probably like Bryce, honestly. But if with an extension, I would do that. And I love Bryce, and I would want to keep the guy around, and I hope he hits, 100 freaking balls into the cove. But, for Tariq Skubal with an extension, I would do that every day.
Absolutely.
Hunter Green, he going to cost a lot more.
Yeah.
But, yes, I actually do think the Giants have enough in the system. Do I think they have necessarily the guts to pull that trade off?
Negative.
We're not the Mariners that have like 9 top 100 prospects, and we can be like, here's 3 of them. We don't care. Like
it won't be like the Devers trade where you can just absolutely fleece a team.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt.
Yes, you might be looking at like, here's Bryce Eldridge and Joshua Gonzalez
and Bo
Davidson. We have 3 top 100 prospects. We no longer have 3 top 100 prospects. They are all gone.
You're gonna go from having the 14th best farm system back down to the 28th.
Yeah,
so
it'd be rough. So
it'll hurt. But
yeah,
in MLB The Show, I probably do it.
Yeah, sure, because no one cares about the farm in the show.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll move that one. Cat was the Giants being bad against lefties a fluke, or is that a real issue? To me, it's a real issue until they prove otherwise.
Yep. It's kind of like the whole like the runners in scoring position thing that was asked to. Oh, was it just a fluke for this past season? It's like, did you not watch the season before? It has been a consistent issue, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Cole? Welcome in.
Yeah. Welcome, Cole. Let's see. We'll rip through a few more questions in here.
What about? Hang on, let me answer this one. What about Glaber? No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a Glaber fan. How about the owner Johnson pull out that special money and sign Tucker, shore up the defense, and he put the bat on the ball, would have a nice middle of the order. Yeah, I mean, listen, if they sign Kyle Tucker, every single one of us on this show is going to be hyped out there. You know what? Like, we will absolutely be ecstatic if they pulled that off. And you know what? George is right. The Giants have the money. Like at the end of the day, they have the money. We more talk in our predictions as far as like what they're willing to do, and until they give us proof that they are willing to put their stuff on the table and push their chips all in, and act like a big boy market, I can't expect it. But he's not wrong here. Like. You are in one of the biggest markets in America, and you are the only team that resides there. The other team that was there is now in Sacramento en route to Vegas, maybe. Who knows? And there's no reason. There's literally no reason not to. You now have stars on your roster. Your attendance is back up. It's probably going to be over 3 million next year, as long as your team doesn't just completely suck. But if you're putting Devers and Adames and Eldridge out there, fans are going to be excited to go watch those guys play. As angry as all of us get at times, they're going to show up. And yeah, now's the time to put your money out there. But will they? I don't know.
I will say that regardless of who they pursue in free agency this year and going forward, San Francisco is a much more attractive destination compared to years past.
Yeah.
You've got a solidified front office. You're now going to have a solidified manager with a trio between a player baseball operator or president of baseball operations, a GM, and a manager that are going to be your trio for years to come. You have a solidified group and core in your lineup on a day-to-day basis of actual star level players and superstar level players. You have an attractive team. Giants got money. If they want to go out and sign, 5 of the top free agents this offseason, they absolutely can. Will they? TBD.
Yeah. I'm not holding my breath.
Nope.
You know what they say? Wish in one hand.
Yep.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. So let's see. Next, we got a couple more, and then we'll jump into the announcement, because we're not going to go too crazy tonight. Like we said, It's going to be kind of an early one. Gen Y, who's coming up from the minors and how soon? Anyone close? Not Eldridge. I'll throw out a couple names, mostly pitchers. I would say close in the minors, as in can help next season. I would be saying guys like Trent Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a guy like Braxton Roxby, who they acquired in the Taylor Rogers trade, had a really solid year. Has an absolutely disgusting, filthy frisbee slider, kind of Romo-esque. The movement just throws it harder, and he also throws like 95 and gets some of the ugliest swings you'll ever see. But Roxby, Tidwell, he's made his debut for the Mets last season. He probably would have made his debut had he not had some shoulder soreness at the tail end of the year. Those would be the big 3. I would need to kind of scour the lineup a little bit. Not a lot of offensive guys. I don't see Jesus. Almost forgot him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Rodriguez. That'd be another one. But yeah, I mean, a couple guys. Bo Davidson's going to be in Double-A to probably start the year. He might find himself in Triple-A mid-season-ish. But I would not count on him next season. I would say that is more likely 2027.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. The key ones I was going to point out were Tidwell, Harris, and Jesus. So that's that. M, we're going to get to that.
I literally was just
replying. Yeah. We're going to get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then
last one we had is Skubal, a free agent, or would this be through trade? He's a free agent after next season. So it's his last year of the deal.
Yep. Did I miss any others? I'm hoping we get a respected manager as much as I think someone like Huntley could genuinely succeed. So losing Neil. I think the problem though, M, is you look around right now, and it's who is that respected manager?
Yeah.
Like look at the market. The really good ones are taken.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're gonna go back to the well with Bruce Bochy, like we're gonna do the 2-year solution and hope we find a successor, like it gets tricky.
Regardless of who you bring in this offseason,
Yeah.
it's going to be somewhat of a gamble. And that's just the reality of it.
Yeah. Paul asked, what about RJ Davovich? Nasty stuff. He did a couple rehabs I think in San Jose at the very end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really a fair fight, honestly. They put up against these like 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Just kind of mowed him down. But he missed almost all of last year. Another name, actually, I just thought of somebody. The forgotten man until I saw him on the Fall League roster. Left-handed pitcher Juan Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard that name since spring training 2 years ago.
Yeah. Dominated spring training 2 years ago. But
Yeah.
he actually was having a really good year in Sacramento last season.
Mm-hmm.
And then similar to Reggie Crawford, got hurt at some point, disappeared, and we didn't see him until all of a sudden he's now on the Fall League roster, which leads me to believe he might have had Tommy John or something like that. Haven't looked too close at the Fall League, performances so far. I know Parks hit a homer in the rain the other day. Maui's had a couple good games, but I haven't scoured the numbers or anything like that.
We need Ricky to get the scoop next week.
I know. Hey, yeah, Ricky is going to be in Arizona. He's playing in a baseball tournament, so y'all can wish him some luck there. Might be hitting a Fall League game. Hopefully he'll send us some videos or something from there.
He's going to go watch a Fall League game with Jacob Bresnahan.
Yeah. Bastard. But yeah, he's got it made. But if they announce Discord server, I'm really clairvoyant like that.
Stay tuned, man. We got a few things to talk about here. Should we just get into it?
Yeah, we can just jump into it. So all right, guys. So before we do that, I'm going to do my pandering really quick. Anybody that's watching, if you guys are enjoying this, we got a bunch of people in here, both in YouTube and in X. If you guys enjoy the content, all that stuff, dudes, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all that, all that good stuff. So that's that. So the announcement, we got a lot. We've kind of talked about it a little bit in past shows. There's a couple things going on here. So the first thing, we are starting up the memberships. This is going to start. I mean, it's set up immediately. The first video is going to get posted probably early next week, Tuesday or Wednesday next week. I'm hoping to have it Tuesday. We're going to go over everything that's going to be included, the memberships. Also going up is going to be Dan is work. This is not up yet, but Dan is going to be making a website and the merchandise. I think you said Halloween is your goal for that.
Yeah.
So that stuff's coming. And then we're going to just kind of rip through the membership. So the first thing I want to start off by saying, before we get into all that's going to be included in the memberships, it's going to be $3.99. And the first thing I want to say, everything we already produce right now is not going to get impacted. You guys, we're going to have the weekly live shows. We're going to have the minor league updates during the season. We're going to have the live interviews during the off season. I'm going to still put out, once we get into the off season, I still like to put out the videos, a pitcher I'd really like to see them target, and I'll break down why, and different things. We'll still go live when they sign a guy. We're going to still do all this stuff. Anything that you already do, it's going to already be there. So if you guys are cool with that, if you don't want to do the membership, cool. We appreciate all the support you guys give. We're not saying anybody needs to go do anything extra like that. What we're going to do though, we're going to be making some extra content that's going to be on the lives, on the membership side. And the reason we're doing this, because I've always been someone that's I don't like to hide content behind a paywall. It was something I was really hesitant to do for the longest time, but we have a lot of stuff that we really want to do for you guys, including things like go to spring training and produce spring training content. Go to different affiliates, get more in-person content. Go to, whatever the thing. Go to more Giants games to bring some content from those, and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it costs money, and so we're gonna need to do something to generate some. So that's where the memberships are going to come in, and 100% of that money is going to go back to you guys in some capacity, whether it's content, whether it's giveaways, whatever the case. Like we're not here to make money off this thing. So that's kind of upfront what it is. Now, what does the membership include? First thing first, I'm going to be doing a twice a month prospect breakdown. We're going to do different prospect or 2 different prospects every month. Some months, if I have extra time and I can get through a third, we might do a third, but I can only promise 2 that are going to be going. We've already have the first 3 have been decided on. I'm going to let you guys know the first 3. It'll be in this order. The first one that's going to get dropped is going to be Drew Kavanaugh. The second one that's going to be getting dropped is going to be Giancarlo Sio. Sorry, I drew a blank on who I made. And the third one is going to be on Trent Harris. You're going to get a mixture of big names prospect. You're going to get some guys that you maybe, have heard of on the updates. Maybe not, some of those guys. We're going to have some guys that we interview. It's going to be new. But I've decided on the first 3. And with the memberships, you'll be able to vote on kind of who comes next, so to speak, which ones we'll do in the future. So that's going to be the first thing included. As far as videos go, you're going to get kind of exclusive videos that Dan and Ricky are going to be putting out. They're going to be putting out more content. So you'll get some extra stuff there. So they want to make some videos. We're also going to have stuff, when we do get some of these in-person things that, this helps us do, I think most of it will go to the free side, but there might be a couple bonus shorts and videos that get posted on the membership side. But, like I said, most of this is because we want to be able to bring more content to you guys, even on the free side. So that's going to be included. And then we're also, as M has brought up a couple times in here, there is going to be a Discord server that you will get access to with the membership. It's going to be included in there. It's going to be like just a Discord group chat. You're going to get to see us kind of off the rails during some of these games, probably. So we'll be doing that. That's going to be included in that. And then also, once the merchandise is up, there's going to be a discount on the merch, which I think we said is probably going to be like 15%, but we have not 100% nailed that down. But I think that's going to be included. Did I forget anything in the list?
I think you nailed everything on there. There'll be members only live streams as well. So you won't just get, recorded videos like we mentioned. You'll get a couple live streams. One of the ideas we floated out for anyone that likes, cards like I do. I'm going to be actually ripping some packs on some lives. Probably give some of those away. We'll be doing some fun stuff like that with me, and then Ricky's going to drop his own videos as well. But yeah, the biggest thing is, you're going to get you guys are going to get videos exclusive to you. You're going to get live streams exclusive to you. Shorts, you're going to get the discount on the merch, which I got a handful of prototypes to my left that I will show you guys in a moment. And then the Discord server, it's all going to be legit. We've been working our tails off for it. So, Mui, let's go. First member. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, you can expect that stuff.
Mark, I can help you out.
I'm sure Dan's like he said, he's gonna do some live shows. I think how frequently we don't know yet. We'll see how they do and all that. But an added, content to you guys, and I know it's maybe not something for everybody, but there's a lot of people that love the card and, going through cards, and Dan's probably going to be able to, if he's doing it live, he'll be able to chat with some of you guys and give his thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. So
maybe Ricky will get in on some of those. I'm not big on the whole card thing, so that probably will be those two mostly, but
yeah, he for sure will. So guys, just want to emphasize, like Cody mentioned, all of the funds that are coming from both the membership side and the merchandise, it's all getting, put right back into the show.
Yes.
Cody has worked his his ass off for 2 years to build this show. I hopped in right once he got going, was on the first live show with him, and I've been trying to support him every step of the way. Then Ricky came along shortly after, and we've just been grinding as a trio, just putting countless hours of time, money, you name it. Not even about the money, but just in general, we're putting so much effort into this channel and this show to bring the best content that we can for you guys on a consistent basis. And that's not going to stop. We just want to elevate it. We want to keep, as we grow, we just want to elevate it and bring even better content to you guys. And this goes hand in hand with that. So like Cody said, the website. So I am working on a website. If you guys want to be notified for when it releases, I will put the link in here for you. I have it all set up. It is www.EYDShow.net. You can put your email in once you join that website, and you can get notified once it releases. The release date is Halloween. So I will show you guys some of the merch. This isn't everything, but you guys have... I've been creating a bunch for you. So you'll have hats.
Beautiful. Look at all the hard work he's done.
Yeah, look at that. There's a ton behind the scenes. So you guys will like it. You guys will like it. Em, I'm gonna flag that, and I'll go
we'll get into it.
But no, so I'll show you guys some of the merch. The initial launch is going to consist of hats, both for the show and the Instagram. Hoodies for both the show and the Instagram. Beanies. You're gonna have stickers. You're gonna have accessories. Like we're going all out for this, man. So I'll show you guys a few of those. But yeah, again, everything that's all the profit that's generated from it is just getting reinvested right back into the show.
Yep. We don't want to make money. We just want to bring more stuff. So do you want to pull M's comment up there?
Yeah. So I'll go over this comment and then I'll show you guys some of the prototypes that I got next to me. So M says, on a personal level, what's the big goal / dream for this channel from both you guys? I can't speak on behalf of Cody. I can only speak on behalf of me. If my whole perspective and mindset with the show is Cody and Ricky have become two of my best friends just outside of when we go live. We talk all day, every day. I am blessed to have met both of them. I genuinely love those guys. They are two of my best friends, and they will be for life. And to me, that is what makes all the time and effort and money and work that I put in, is just being able to be friends with them, being able to just share this passion of baseball and the Giants in general with you guys, and just be able to say that I do this super cool hobby. Like, somebody was to ask me, like, oh, what are your hobbies? Like, dude, I get to go and talk baseball and talk Giants with two of my best friends and love every minute of it, man. So I don't have this goal or dream like a lot of other channels do, where they want to be freaking huge. They want to be popular. They want to make a bunch of money. They want to go and just do that as a career. If something like that happens, awesome. If the show blows up and the three of us can do this full time, awesome. But I'm not in it for that, man. I'm in it for the passion. I'm in it for the hobby. I'm in it for these guys, and in it for you guys. So that's really what it comes down to for me personally.
Yeah. I mean, the way I'll put it is, if you would have told me 2 years ago when I created this channel, and my goal was, just to kind of connect more with Giants fans. I like talking Giants. I love baseball. I love the Giants. They've always been my favorite team of all the sports. And I like to talk. I think y'all have figured that out by now. I enjoy talking, and I thought, what better way to do it than make a podcast and just BS about the Giants all day? And I enjoy it. And if you'd have told me 2 years ago that I'd be doing this stuff with Dan and Ricky, and we'd be having all sorts of different players and, different people with baseball backgrounds on this show, and getting to talk to people that are way smarter than we are about this stuff, and, kind of help share their stories with Giants fans, I'd been like, there's no way. But it's grown to this point. It's amazing. I love it. To me, getting to do that stuff, getting to go to the games, and I love watching it in person, getting to do all that stuff in person, that, the experience is worth far more than any kind of monetary amount. Now, yes, the money helps pay for those experiences, but we want to bring that, bring something back for everybody with that. So that's why we don't, it's not why we're doing anything we do on this channel. We just want to just enjoy the Giants and interacting with you guys. This is super fun doing this every Friday night during the off season, Thursday nights in the regular season. I wish we could do this every day, but I wouldn't be here to do this if I tried to do that to my wife. But it's a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is, man. Just the passion, Mo, for this. So now I do want to show you guys some of the prototypes that we came up with. So these are subject to change, but I did get all these designed. So firstly, I'll just go with the hats. So if you guys don't follow Ricky on Instagram, do so. Dude is the best Giants fan page on there, sfgiantscove. So I have a section dedicated towards him and his Instagram on the website for his merch, and then the show, and then a combination of both. So first up, we got the SF Giants Cove hat. It's dope. It's got the white snapback on the back, trucker style, slightly bent bill. This is not printed. It is legit stitched on there. High quality, man. So you're going to have these, and you're going to have EYDShow hats in all black. I don't have a prototype of those, but the photos will be up when the site launches. But this is the first one that I've got for the Instagram. Secondly, as you can probably see, I'm wearing it. I've got a EYDShow shirt. So these are going to come available in 3 different colors. So here's what I've got on. So you got the YouTube at EYDShow on the front, and then on the back, you've got it absolutely blasted. Mm-hmm. Pristine quality, dude. The shirt's nice in between. It's not super thick, not super thin. I love it, man. So you've got these. They're going to come in 3 different colors to start with. So you've got the black one. We're going to have white. And then we're going to have gray. So got a gray one right here. Except this one's got the SF Giants Cove logo on the back. We're going to have both of these. So you're going to have all 3 colors, black, white, and gray, in both the SF Giants Cove and EYDShow. And then here's the same one in white. So those that like white, and same thing. I think this looks super cool with the logo. And yeah, Mark, I wanted to blast the logo on these. And then obviously Cody's wearing his, but we've got the hoodies as well. So these are nice, man. These are thick. These are high quality. Cody's been wearing his for... Oh, your mic's off, Cody. Cody's been wearing his for a year, and so have I, and they are not faded in the slightest. They still look brand new. So these are what I've got made so far, but even on top of that, you've got stickers, you've got koozies, you've got beanies being made, you've got keychains, bro. Like, I've got so many different things to choose from. There's going to be different designs, but there's just some of them that are going to start out with. So
yeah,
whatever you guys are looking for. And like Cody mentioned, members can get 15% off your order. So there'll be discount codes exclusive to you guys and only you.
Yep. So that's that.
It's been a lot of work.
Yeah. I know a lot of you guys know, like we've been working through this for a while. We've kind of talked about the merch and all that because a lot of people have been asking for it. And yeah, Dan has worked his ass off on this. So all the credit to him. He's been busting on the website and the merch. Ricky's been busting on the IG page and all that. I just talk. It's cool. That's what I do.
Dude, you guys that watch the minor league updates, you have no clue what this guy goes through, man. I'm not exaggerating when he spends hours, man.
Paul says, "What about the hat you are wearing?"
This is more of a prototype that Ricky had made for us.
Yeah,
I might roll with a similar color scheme for the ones that I
Yeah.
release, but the ones right now for the show are going to be all black.
yeah. I think it would look good. Yeah, if you could do one like with what Ricky's new ones, but just with the new or with the other logo too.
No, yeah.
Yeah. These, unfortunately, the company we got these ones through, I think it's tough to set up the way we're doing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably be a little different.
We went through lids for these and they took like a month. So just to do 3 or 5. So no, yeah. Or we'll
we have a couple that we'll give away.
No, we do. We do have some that we'll give away though. So
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll probably come up with different colors and designs. And obviously we'll figure you guys out like as far as any suggestions that you may have for different colors, designs, etc.
Yeah.
What's ETA on the Discord? It's going to be completed tomorrow. We'll probably have it released beginning of the week, I'd say. I just need to do some finishing touches, but yeah, I'm super particular and really techie. So I want it to be perfect, but to put it'll be up here in the coming days.
We'll have to soft launch it.
Yeah,
let all the bugs come out, and
there'll be a soft launch.
Yeah. No Dodger blue hats. Absolutely not.
No.
There will be no blue.
I ensured that the color for the site right now it's primarily black, gray, cream, and orange, and white. There's not going to be any blue. Don't worry.
Yeah. But I believe with the so going back on the Discord, I think I'll be able to put the link to that in the membership stuff. So as soon as it's up, we'll figure out where to update that, and that way you guys have the access to that.
I should DM the Giants Discord's mods to promo the Discord. I don't know if they will, but
yeah. Well, and I mean, because it's going to be the membership stuff, like I'm not sure.
It
just wanted to be an added perk.
Yeah, the Discord's not going to be public, guys. There's too many trolls that'll hop in and cause ruckus, and quite frankly, my bots and the 3 of us don't have time to keep up on all of those. Yeah. So it's going to be exclusive to members only.
We will be very active in that, though. I will tell you guys, especially during the season. But yeah, if you fire questions in there, we will be pretty quick.
Yeah,
at least one of us will answer pretty quick, and most of us fairly often.
Yeah,
we're way too active in our group chats as it is. So it'll trust us. We'll be there. So yeah, lots of fun. But that's pretty much that. I'll probably once, like I said, the first video I think is going to be getting dropped Tuesday or Wednesday, and then yeah, it'll be about every other week for me for the prospect updates, and then these guys will be adding stuff in there as well. So last couple things. Just
what if we email you to join?
Well, I mean, if we see that you hop in the membership, like, yeah, we'll be able to just jump right over. I think you'll be able to send it, or we'll be able to send the info.
Yeah, we'll have a way to send it out.
Yeah.
Just get in touch with us directly if you have any other questions, though, Mercano.
Yeah. This is going to be my last thing here. Do you think the Giants will pursue Scooble? They should. And
I think they'll kick the tires.
Bring back tire kicking. Oh my god. That was every damn season for like 15 years. Kicking the tires is they always use that.
Every time they'd ask Farhan, oh, he kicked the tires. Yeah. Like, all right, bro.
That was a good voice.
That was pretty good. Did that sound like him?
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, no, I mean, I think they will. Honestly, I think it's one of the few guys that I think they'll recognize that there is an actual opportunity to sign him if they do push their chips in there. But will he sign? I don't know. That's and yes, yeah, it's from the Bay Area, Fremont and Hayward-ish areas.
Amui, I told Ricky and Cody that earlier today when we were talking about it. I was like, with our luck, we would give up the freaking house for Schoolball, and then he would go and sign with the Tigers in free agency. Farhan couldn't even reach there. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. No, and that's why I am only willing to give up a guy like Bryce if there is a extension in hand. Because I mean, with our luck, you're talking, even like let's say, and this is the description I used when I was talking with these guys. Like, let's say things go well with him and you reach like the NLCS next season. You get behind the pitching, get to the NLCS, flame out there. You ultimately probably lose to the Dodgers then, which sucks, but just being real. Let's say you get to the NLCS, lose there, and then he doesn't sign. It's like, hey, that's great. You traded, you had a good year. Like it was an aggressive move, but then all of a sudden Bryce turns into like a 250 plus 30 homer a year, 90 plus RBI guy for the next 10 plus years. Like that becomes such a painful deal for so long. If you at least have him if you have Scuba locked up for 5+ years, and I mean, it's going to ultimately be like, 8-9 year contract, but like if you have like 5+ prime ish, really good years, then you can live with that. If he's really good for the extent for that duration, you can live with whatever happens with Bryce. But if he doesn't sign an extension, he walks after a year, and Bryce is a really good player, that is going to be, I mean, you guys think the Brian Reynolds for Andrew McCutchen deal gets crapped on, or the the Zach Wheeler deal gets crapped. Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And ultimately, I think this is what happens. I'm not predicting he signs, but I think this is where they're going to push their chips in. I think they'll wait and give it a shot.
Yeah, which I think is probably the better way to go about it.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mark. Exactly. You can't be begging for a homegrown star, especially a slugger, especially a lefty slugger, for 20+ years, and then right when he gets to the show, you're like, all right, he's gone. Nah, they're not doing that.
Especially because you're talking about a guy that's 20 years old and just reached the majors. Like, I was talking to these guys, like, I love Joshua Gonzalez, but he's 18 and he hasn't played stateside yet. I love Bo Davidson as a prospect. He's 23 in AA. Like, you trade those guys and it's like, if they end up being really good players, like, okay, that hurts a little, but you took a calculated risk. If you trade a guy that's 20 years old and just made it to the major leagues, and yeah, he struggled, but like 20 years old and hit the major, like couldn't buy a beer yet, and he was hitting in the majors. Like I just, that's like a whole nother level of pain. So I don't know if the franchise could. I don't know if they could handle that. That's rough.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, the only thing, if you can get the extension done, is you got him without having to risk other teams. It's like, so I get it, but yeah. Was Webby at the Kings game? I'm seeing some comments about.
He's just a
I know.
Kings fan.
Yeah, I know he's a Kings fan, but
I don't know why, but he's a Kings fan. Well, no, I do know why. He's born in Rockland, remember?
Well, it is Boris. Keep in mind, everybody, Scott Boris is his agent.
Yeah.
And I would not say Boris will not sign an extension, but you are not going to get even a slight discount on said extension.
No.
He will sign an extension if he thinks he's not going to beat that deal in free agency.
Yeah. No.
So.
When that happens, bro, hit us up. We'll talk. Wait for free agency is going to cost you more. I mean, it's if you're dealing with Boris. Yeah, if you're dealing with Boris, it's a lose-lose situation financially speaking. He's either going to say, "Hey, this is just hypothetical. Hey, if you want him mid-season, starting price $550. We'll go from there. If you want to wait till free agency, starting price $500, and then go in a bidding war with other teams."
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get help, man.
Ultimately, for a team as rich as the Giants, they shouldn't care about a difference in AAV of a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
That's my stance. You might add a year, You might add 2. I don't know. Like that part could hurt, but like the AAV, I mean, you're talking about not enough that it should really bug the team, in my opinion. So
exactly.
yeah.
What would the extension look like? Probably more than Yama's.
I mean, would it shock anybody here if he got 10 for 400?
Mm-mm. I think it's gonna be more than that, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mark. For that reason being, you're gonna have all the big hitters.
Yeah,
trying to sign him
for sure.
Hey, Jenny, what's up?
What's up, Jenny?
Yeah, you missed all the news.
You catching the end. You're catching us about to wrap this up.
Rewind about 30 minutes, Jenny, and you'll hear all the news.
Yeah, I think it's about time that we're gonna be.
Yeah, we're calling it quits here right now.
Yeah, we ran it a little longer than we were expecting, but we really wanted to go through everything for you guys and be upfront and transparent about all that. So yeah, anybody that wants to join it, we'll have a lot of good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Anybody that doesn't, we still appreciate all you. You know, we just love all the support and everything you guys have given. Yeah, and look what Jenny did. But yeah. No. So, all right, everybody. Hopefully that's gonna be it for us tonight. Hopefully, we are. Hopefully, we have some news next week that we can actually talk about instead of just more playoffs and stuff like that. Willem, we didn't really go too deep in on the Japanese pitchers. We kind of
briefly touched on it. We're gonna have a different video, a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, we'll do some more research. Maybe next week's live, maybe the following one. We'll do a little more research on those guys to give stronger opinions on their backgrounds and what we think going forward. But with that, I think we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We'll be back. Dan and I will be back next week. I don't think Ricky's going to be here next week. He's going to be playing in Arizona, as we mentioned earlier. So it'll be us two running it next week. We're still figuring out who our guest for Monday is going to be, because I don't think we've heard back from. Yeah. Okay. So we're still waiting on that. If all else fails and we don't have a guest for Monday, we are recording with somebody on Tuesday morning. It'll be a fun one. And we will post that for you guys. It won't be live though. It's going to be a regular. I might just post it Tuesday. If we don't have somebody for Monday, I might just post it Tuesday. That way we still get something out. So
I do that. But lastly, special thanks, Mark and Amui, first members of the show. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Just want to give special thanks.
So, all right, guys. That's it. Go Giants. Go Mariners / Blue Jays, whoever faces the Dodgers in the World Series.
Anyone but LA.
Yep. 2 favorite teams, Giants and whoever's beating LA.
Exactly.
So, all right.
All right, guys. We'll catch you.
All right. See you guys. And jump scare load. Somebody.